series against the Grizzlies 3-1. AD finishing 4 of 13 from the field, 12 points, 11 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 4 turnovers. Shannon, after what you saw last night, how much are you trusting in AD going forward?
I still believe he got a great game left in this series. I know he's hurting. He's dealing with a hip. And I think he got need in his hip early in the game because he was limping noticeably after that. But I love the way he battled. I love the way he stayed in the ball game because Pelicans Anthony Davis would have come out of that game. But this is a new AD. He understands what expected of him, Skip. Got to the game, and this gentleman came and sat down next to me, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, damn, he looked familiar, but I don't know it. It was AD dad. And he said, you be on my son pretty hard. He said, but he respects you because he knows it's not personal, it's coming from a good place. I said, I believe I know what your son can be, and I just want him to achieve that. And so just talking to him, like I said, getting ready to go to overtime, I saw him bent over. I said, bro, we need you. He's like, Uncle, I'm hurting. I said, just give us 5. Give us everything you got for 5, and that'll be good enough. And he sucked it up, and he gave us everything he had, and it was a big contribution for him in overtime for them to pull that game through. Look, I didn't really like, I know Sean Wright, been knowing Sean for 20 years.
The referee.
The referee.
Yep.
I didn't think that was a really great officiated game. Josh Goebel, I wanted to see Lauren Holcamp. She was the Holcamp, excuse me.
Yeah.
She was the alternate. Yeah. I wanted to see her get the call.
Okay.
But you know what? AD got another great game in him. I know game 1, game 3, so game 5 he due for a 30, 15-plus rebound game.
Okay. I'm going to see you and raise you on that because I'm giving him something of a pass here because I'm going to remind everybody he's up against the new Defensive Player of the Year. He's up against the leading shot blocker in the entire National Basketball Association. He comes, he's young, he's got young legs, he's got young energy. He is spring-loaded. Yeah. And it's just like quick jumping. Bing, bing, bing. He just quick spring.
Skip, I'm watching, we got a layup, and he throwing the ball out of the mouth. I'm like, but damn, where he come from?
Okay. He's not 7'3".
No.
What do we give him?
6'10", 6'11". He got to be like 6'11" because he's tall, okay, and he can jump.
He can go. He can rise. He is making life miserable around the rim for AD, and AD's starting to see ghosts a little bit because he's like, where is he? Where is he? I don't know where he is.
He's leaving a lot of stuff short.
Okay, he's 4 of 13 last night, and there were 8 of those shots. They're just little shots.
Yeah.
He actually made a couple late ones where he tipped it in because he found Triple J and like, oh, I got this. Because he can bang with him.
Yeah.
He in physicality, he can match his physicality.
Right.
Now, he's banged up, obviously. But I'm looking forward to, let's get out of this one. Let's go, for your guys, let's go take care of business. Then I want to see him up against Kevon Looney and Draymond and maybe some Wiggins. Because he can do that.
Yes.
He can handle those guys. He can actually dominate those guys. And I'm going to say, if it is Golden State, because of the De'Aaron Fox injury that we discussed, going forward, you're going to have a big advantage in the post over the Golden State Warriors because they go back and forth. Should we play small or death lineup?
Right.
What are we going to do?
You got to punish whatever they play. Punish it.
You got to deal with that guy.
Right.
And if you're going to go small, he's going to go big on you.
Right.
Because LeBron, they have good wavelength. They have good chemistry.
Yeah.
LeBron is great at feeding that beast in the post. They have a good line of eyesight communication.
They do a lot of communicating.
They do. And he'll get him the ball in the proper places for him to do some serious low-post work.
They hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
Because last night I saw LeBron forgot to block Triple J, and he got a rebound and put it back.
Yeah.
And he looked at me, he's like, my bad. My bad. You come to the court, my bad, AD, my bad.
Okay.
So he's like, hey.
I told you he deserved an A-, right? Because he broke down on defense.
But whatever, man. He missed one block out of
time. He just admitted it.
But also LeBron will hold AD accountable.
Okay.
And so I think that's great when the two best guys like, hey, that's your guy. You put a body on him.
Okay. I want to see going forward what he can do in the rest of this West because it's going to be interesting. If he does get to Ayton, and I believe it's going to get to Ayton, then we'll see what he's really made of.
Who?
This guy.
AD cook Ayton.
You think?
Cook him.
Do we just get that on tape?
Cook him.
Yeah,
Cook
DeAndre
him.
Ayton, you just got cooked, said.
Eat them up like catfish.
Shannon Sharpe.
You know, in the South, they
Really?
eat catfish.
Yes,
I know.
they do.
Yeah, eat them up like fried cat.
Okay. Huh. Okay.
You think people, it tastes so good, people smacking their lips, you think they snapping their fingers. That's lip smacking.
DeAndre,
That's what AD do. AD lips.
Aiden's not from the South.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Now, you done saw this man give you 6 and 4 in 25 minutes, and you were all of a sudden, you were going to make it seem like he's Shaq.
I think he's playing big.
Against who?
Against, you know who's over there on the other side?
Zubac?
Big Zoo. Yeah.
You ought to
Come
be
on.
ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Skip,
No,
baby.
I'm not. Hey.
That ain't AD.
Okay, we'll see.
That ain't AD.
I've watched Big Zoo eat him up.
Always dominant.
Yeah.
Always dominant. That's what AD is short for.
Disappointing.
No, it ain't. This
I
man
tried
a
to warn y'all,
this man
Mr. AD Senior watches the show
Yeah,
every day.
morning. Every morning. And I got me a selfie last night
Indeed.
with Glow.
With who?
Glow.
Ooh.
Who's Glow?
Gloria Jane.
Oh, Gloria Jane.
We gotta go,
we call
guys.
her Glow.
We're time to talk
We call
about
her Glow.
selfies. I'm
We call
sorry.
her Glow.
Okay.
Suns, are they going to easily close out the Clippers tonight? That's next. De'Aaron Fox reportedly fractured the very tip of the index finger on his shooting hand during the Kings' Game 4 loss to the Warriors. According to reports, Fox is going to try to play in Game 5 tomorrow night, but he's going to need to wear a protective covering. Not the news Kings fans were hoping for. Shannon, how big of an advantage does this now present for the Warriors?
Hell, he's a huge advantage. He's the second best player. I mean, you can make a case. He and Steph are like neck and neck for the best player in the on the court.
You can make that case.
Yeah, I mean, so absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's on his shooting hand. And you saw when he did it, he started shaking his hands. He shoot 2 air balls. He had some couple of careless turnovers.
Yeah.
So the adrenaline was probably going, and now all of a sudden there ain't no adrenaline. I'm sure that thing is bothering him. How effective, Skip, the ball has to, I mean, there ain't a whole lot of four-finger basketball players. I don't know any. Regardless of it, the index finger is the most important one. When you shoot the basketball,
I mean, theoretically, the last 2 fingers to touch it are the middle 2 because it comes off your hand. But your guide finger is the forefinger.
exactly.
Yes.
And I guess it's the tip, like that little that joint.
Fractured right on the tip. Yeah, it's no good.
No.
Hey.
I mean, he's gonna try. He's gonna try to go, but him not at being 100%, Skip. He's their best player, and Sabonis is gonna have to give them more offensively. If you're gonna guard him like they were guarding Westbrook before he got on this streak, like go ahead, like Caitlin Clark did the girl from South Carolina, like go ahead, you have all that.
Yep.
He's gonna have to become more involved offensively. He's gonna have to find a way to put pressure on Kevon Looney, put pressure on Draymond Green because they're defending 5-on-4.
Yep.
So he's going to have to do a better job. But it's a huge, if he can't play, they're going to lose this series because they'll lose this Game 5, and then they'll go back and get closed out in Game 6.
God. When I saw this story yesterday afternoon, I said, no. After all they've accomplished with De'Aaron Fox arriving as a bona fide, legitimate star, the most clutch player statistically in fourth quarters all regular season, demonstrating it, validating it in the post. He was on the cusp of doing something great, of eliminating the defending champs. I believe they had them on the not on the ropes, but that they were heading in the right direction. They had the momentum coming out of Sunday's game. Then I hear this, Shannon, there's nothing good that can come of this.
Yes.
You can say it'll only be an annoyance. No, it'll be a hindrance.
Yes.
Because he's got to wear this thing on his hand now, and he's not going to like it because he is a pure shooter. It's going to distract him because it's going to not feel right. The ball's going to come off funny, and he won't shoot it as well as he has been shooting it from the left
side. Yeah, he lefty.
Okay, all right, but it's a psychological disadvantage for him and them, and a huge advantage for a Golden State team that will take no prisoners. If they smell some blood, they're going to go.
Yep.
And the crowd would be just as crazed, but I just don't love the Kings' chances. I picked them. I got them this far. I thought they could win it, maybe even in 6 games. But no, I don't love this now. And it feels like if they lose home court,
It's over, Skip.
That's going to be it because
over.
Golden State will go home and
Right.
say, that's enough of this.
I picked Golden State in 6, but I didn't anticipate it being like this. Skip, we see how Milwaukee struggle without Giannis. It's hard to beat a team without your best player.
It's hard. And I hate it when the injury gods dictate the outcomes of these because Kawhi Leonard is flat out, I know he's hurt.
Yeah.
And Ty Lue just acknowledged this morning, no, he's not going to play because he's done.
Right.
Okay, so they're done.
Right.
And the problem is, if Giannis couldn't go off his bruised tailbone, well, you know what's going to happen?
Yes.
They're going to have a hard time. And we had Embiid. He missed the game 4. I'm told he's going to be okay. They got a nice little break now before it starts up again because now Boston's got to take care of business one more time against Atlanta, which they will.
Because DeJounte Murray bumped the official leaving the court. Now he's out.
That's it. Okay. But you know and I know that story signaled the end of the Kings as we knew and we're starting to love them because they were fun to watch. And he is it for them. He is their driving force. Unless you tell me Malik Monk's going to score 40, which he's capable
of.
Yeah, we've seen him do it before.
Yeah.
But he's going to have to score 40 for them to have a chance to win this game.
Guys, in the postseason, De'Aaron Fox leads the Kings in both points and rebounds, and then is second in assists. So, yeah, a very costly.
I'd say.
Yeah. Ugh. We will find out. That game does unfold in Sacramento. Maybe a home crowd can help. Shannon, let's talk a little bit more about your Lakers. Are they going to be able to go deep in the playoffs if they get major contributions from Anthony Davis? Let's discuss on the other side of this break.